YouTube, it's your boy FPL man, and I'm back here with a brand new video. My goodness, has it not been a long time? 2 weeks of game week 24, double game week. We had an announcement on Friday that we're potentially going to get double, and there was absolute chaos. I mean, obviously, I already uploaded my video by then, but your boy was already on, amp chip, but it worked in my favor due to the fact that we did get an announcement for double, and a lot of people did take -4s to fit in the amp chip, whether it be slot or Moyes. So it was absolute chaos. It's been a long time. So let's dive into this video. I'm going to be covering, as per usual, Game Week 24 team review, as well as my team selection for Game Week 25, double game week, as well as some transfer plans. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive in. So there you have it, boys. For Game Week 24, your boy had a big fat green arrow. I mean, 3K to 2K to climb that rank, in the top 10K is very difficult. Overall, 138 points. I mean, you can't complain. I mean, I was at around 1.5K rank when Liverpool were winning 2-1 versus Everton. But unfortunately, in the 97th minutes, last minute of the game, Tarkovsky did score a goal, and that ended up being a draw. And I lost around 7 points to Moyes. But it is what it is. You can't get every decision correct. I was on slot for a while, as you guys know. And at least there are more games to look forward to. But ultimately, we did lost the battle, but I feel like we have not yet lost the war. There are still 3 more game weeks to go. But happy with slot for 15 points. And then you go Raya with 3 points. I mean, it was a tough fixture, versus City. I didn't really expect a clean sheet. And then you got Nico Williams, absolute star of the game week, big differential, only 1.4% owned. I'm picking up these gems before they've been found out. Like, to have 1.4% differential is ridiculous. 12 points with a goal, smashed it, absolutely. Love to see that. Hall unfortunately blanked and only got 1 point. He's quite highly owned. It didn't affect me much, but still, I would want a good return from my, defenders. And then Trent, who actually did get benched versus Everton, but did play versus Bournemouth and kept a clean sheet. But it is what it is. He had a bit of an injury. Ultimately, happy with the backline for now. And moving on to the midfield, Salah. My goodness, those who have triple captain Salah, they're absolutely laughing. Like, obviously, there was a lot of majority was around, I guess, around 40% of the top 10K managers were on amp chip, whether it be Moyes or whether it be slot. I think it was more even between slot and Moyes in terms of ownership. But those small minority who did actually triple captain Salah, even after finding out the information of potential double in game week 24 as well as 25, they have won in terms of TC versus TC. But I feel like those who owned Moyes, they slightly also won because Salah only outscored them by 7 points. And for Moyes to get 22 points, and he only cost 0.5, and people also had triple Liverpool, that's an absolute W. So I feel like those who won Moyes, you smashed it. Don't be too bummed out by it. But ultimately, Salah did get an insane score. I think like something like 87 points. So ridiculous. And then I guess the midfield was quite shambolic. And Boom was playing right wing back again. Ahmad was quite disappointing. Palmer, he did get, I guess, a deflected goal, counted as an assist, but nothing too crazy. But on the up front, though, my boy, boom, Mateta, although he destroyed my team, like, at least I go with something in terms of FPL. And United were absolutely shocking. We're absolutely garbage right now. But at least I got something. Mateta, the absolute differential, only 9.3%, smashing it. I feel like people are realizing how good he is now. They're going to, start buying him. And I might lose that bit of differential. But while I have it, I'm going to enjoy it. Shout out to my boy Mateta. And last but not least, my boy Chris Wood. Since game week 1, I've been telling people, don't sleep on him, but continue to underestimate him. I told people he's going to average 20 goals this season. And what do you know? He's on pace to even overdo that. Now, 17 points. Those who sold him, I think there was around 600,000 managers who sold him. 500 or 600,000 managers sold him in the last game week. Brighton is not a tough fixture. They're a terrible defense. And as you guys can see, they consider 7 goals versus Forest. And people will say, oh, you couldn't have predicted that. Yes, I could have. Like, that's why I kept Chris Wood. I didn't go to the likes of Gakpo and other strikers. Like, I kept faith. And I deserve to get rewarded. So, ultimately, absolutely smashed it, Chris Wood. Really pleased to own him. Overall, as I said, 138 points, big green arrow. I was around 1.5K, but Tarkovsky, man, he killed me. Those Moyes owners, those bastards, man, those Everton assets as well. I was shitting on them all week, but they proved me wrong. But hey, in the long run, I still stand on my ground where I think that it was not a good investment in the long run. I feel like they may not be, you might not play them, week in, week out. And as you guys can see, like, DCL, those who bought him, he got injured. Same with Ndiaye. I guess it's unlucky, but at the same time, I don't think they're good long-term assets. Moving on to game week 25, transfer plans. Yes, 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 yes. I know what you guys are gonna say. Lewis Hall, he's been your savior. He's been your number one differential. Why are you taking him out? But I feel like the time has come, boys. Like, if you're looking at these fixtures from 25 onwards, he's got City, Forest, Liverpool, West Ham away, Brentford at home. I don't see many clean sheets there, guys. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, and the minute a defender loses a clean sheet value, like, you're just relying on a, Hail Mary potential assist here and there. But the returns have been drying up as of recently. And the fixtures are turning. And, and we can't hold on to assets for too long. And we got to move on and make the tough decision and see what's the next best decision to make. And ultimately, I'm looking at your boy Hoyson. Although I would have liked Kirkers, but I don't have enough funds. As you guys can see, I only have 0.1 million in the bank. And Slot did take 1.5 million. So it's a bit of a sticky one. But I do think Hoyson is still just as good, if not better. He's like something like 6'5" or 6'6", so he's quite tall for a footballer, to be honest. And then he's got a really good aerial threat, and they do target him on those set pieces. And he's really good for bonus points too. So ultimately, 4.4 million, can't complain too much. I think that's how much I bought Lewis Hall for as well, and he became a gem. Maybe, Hoyson can become that gem as well. And maybe I could do a celebration like how he's doing it. I absolutely love that celebration. So, look, the fixtures are there for Hoyson. Southampton, Wolves, obviously Brighton and Tottenham, I guess, a bit tough in terms of clean sheet. But like the next 5 to 6 are amazing. And he also doesn't blank in 29. And that's the biggest reason why I am selling Lewis Hall, because I'm not looking to free hit in 29. And Lewis Hall does blank in 29, along with the fact that he has 3 tough fixtures in the next 4 weeks. So it is what it is. I'm sorry, my friend, we're going to have to part ways. Maybe I'll see you in the double game with 33 Hall. But for now, we're going to have to part ways. So let me know what you guys think. This transfer is not confirmed, by the way. As I said, it will be a deadline decision. I'm not going to confirm this transfer because there may be a reason where I may roll, because I have another plan, which I'll get into later on, where I maybe look to sell Trent and Isak to potentially bring back Haaland in. But that's a bit crazy, but we're not going to get into that now. That's for a future video. But I just want to mention that caveat. I have not made the move yet, but this is what I'm looking at this week. But I could just as well easily roll. So now let's move on to the game week 25 team selection. So for double game week 25, as you guys can see, your boy again, I dodged the Everton assets and I somehow still got green arrow. And I'm looking to do the same again and dodge the Villa assets. So as you guys can see in my transfer plan, I didn't look to bring any Villa assets. And on my team, I have no Villa assets as well. And they double. But and I'll get into why. I'm doing that. First and foremost, with the back line. Raya, Gabriel, Hoyson, Trent, if I do make the Hoyson move. If I don't do the Hoyson move, I could easily bench Hall and play Nico Williams, got Fulham away. Not an issue at all. But on paper, Hoyson does have a better fixture. So if I do bring him in, I'll start him ahead of Nico Williams. The back line is flawless. Like, guys, who do I even buy? Like, even like someone like Konza who's injured now, or someone like, I don't know, Disasi, someone like that. Like, even if I buy those guys, like, my single game week asset have just as well as good fixtures. And Villa also blank in 29, and I don't want to free hit there. So it doesn't make sense for me to buy any Villa defenders. And moving into the midfield, Salah, Palmer, your standard. Like, who do I sell in midfield? Like, you can argue I can sell Ahmad, but I don't have enough to go to Rodgers. Like, I only have 0.1 million in the bank. The slot money tax, right? Buying slot is not cheap. So I can't go to Rodgers, right? I can go to Watkins, however, but he's injured. He's not available. He's not seen in training. So it doesn't seem like the most optimal thing to do is to go to Watkins when he's injured and he's going to play. At the same time, Rodgers, okay, he's really good this week, but he blanks in 29. It's a give and a take, right? So what do you prioritize? A Bournemouth attacker, someone like Kluivert, Semenyo, or Dango, or you get Rodgers? And I think there's a strong argument that you should probably prioritize someone like Kluivert if you're looking to not free hit in 29. And I'll get into that in the next slide. But look, the team looks really good on paper. Like, I already have a benching headache. If I buy Rodgers or if I buy Watkins, it's even a bigger benching headache. Ultimately, look, Salah, Palmer, and Mbeumo, Kluivert, they all have great fixtures. I mean, look, I can maybe potentially bench Mbeumo for Ahmad, but United have not been looking too great. So that's a bit of a dilemma. But Kluivert, I have to play him. The guy's in insane form. He's got Southampton. Ridiculous. Chris Wood, insane form, just got a hat-trick. Fulham, the guy's fixture-proof. Mateta has just been banging in goals for fun. Isak, come on, best striker in the league right now. So on paper, guys, like, although I don't have any doublers, the singlers are just looking too good to pass, right? And I know, like, the doublers have an extra fixture, and ultimately it is optimal to get a extra player or two with extra fixture, because that way, you optimize your team and you potentially get the appearance points as well as potential getting, double returns. as we saw with the likes of Tarkovsky, with the likes of NDI and Pickford, right? But look, I'm happy with my team. I survived 1 week, not owning a double game week assets or from Everton. Maybe I can survive another week. We will see. But as of now, this is how I'm lining up. Bit of a bench dilemma, as I said. I'm not sure whether to bench Ahmad or Mbimo, but it will most likely be Ahmad. And yeah, your boy got Slot, who's got Wolves and Villa. I know a lot of people have questioned if you have Moyes, what do you do? I think it's an absolute no-brainer. You go to Emery. Whereas if you're Slot, you just keep him. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's how I'm lining up. Obviously, your boy Slot got Wolves and Villa. I'm expecting 2 Ws, but you never know. Crazy things can happen. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And now let's move on to the potential chip strategy and see if I have made any changes to my current plan. So as you guys can see, I'm still on the same plan as I was previously, which I already covered. I'm on AM 24 to 26. As you guys know, my AM chip is active. And I'm potentially looking at free hit in 33 and navigating blank 29. And I'm looking at World Cup 35 as well as bench boost 36. One advice I do want to give people is that if you can, please do navigate blank 29 with free transfers, because it would be really useful for you to save that free hit for game week 34, where we're expecting to get a big blank game week. Not only that, the players that you bring in for game week 33, where most people are looking at bench boost because that's the biggest double game week, they'll most likely blank in game week 34. So it would be really nice for you to have a free hit to get away with from that. But if you already use it in 29, it will be very difficult for you to navigate a blank 34. So that'll be my one advice. If you have three, I would say 4 or 5 players that blank in 29, I feel like it's manageable from now if you plan to take or offload 2 or 3 of them come game 29. And then you can buy them back later on, or you can walk out in 31 or 32 and bench boost in 33. So there are various ways you can do this, but I would just recommend free hit 29 is not optimal. Try to avoid it if you can. However, if you already have like 8 or 9 players blanking 29, I guess you may need to free hit, but that's something I really don't like for the reasons I've mentioned. But yeah, for myself, the cheap strategy as it is, one thing that may change though is if Newcastle beat City come game week 26, I may go to Pep because there will be a table bonus versus Slot. And I think I already mentioned that previously. Otherwise, I could go to Potter versus Arsenal in game week 26 as an underdog table bonus. But that's a bit, I'm not too big fan of that, especially because now Somerville is injured as well. And Bowen just came back from injury. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, what your chip strategy is. As I said, one tip from this, I would say that because we're predicted to get the biggest double game week in 33, it does seem like bench boost is optimal. However, you can also free hit and walk out 35 and bench boost 36 if you can navigate the blank 29. I do think it is possible to navigate 29 quite easily, especially because we already know what the blanks are. So yeah, now let's move on to the Bournemouth versus Villa assets. Who should we prioritize come game week 25? So I know this week the big discussion whether to buy Watkins, Rodgers, or go to Emery from Moyes. I think the Moyes to Emery is a no-brainer. I'm not even going to entertain it. I think that's a no-brainer. You go to a double game week, you get one banker in Ipswich at home, and then you get Liverpool table bonus who also they play at home. And Villa's record at home is ridiculous. They've I think they've beaten every single top 6 teams. They've only lost to Arsenal and Liverpool, and I think that's the only 2 losses. So their record is really good, and Emery is a great manager. He's probably potentially a better manager than Moyes, and he potentially has a better squad than Moyes. Although they're riddled with a bit of defensive injuries, I still do think Emery can get something versus Liverpool. Even if he doesn't, at least he got a banker fixture in Ipswich. So I do think it's a no-brainer to go to Emery. In terms of Watkins, as we said, he's injured, he's not pictured in training. So I don't recommend him unless we get concrete news. Come the deadline day tomorrow, maybe then you go there. But otherwise, I'd say avoid. And then Rodgers, potentially a buy if you're on free hit 29. As you guys can see, I've put all the teams that are blanking in game 29. And you can see, how many players do you have in your team currently that are blanking. If you have 3 or 4, I don't recommend going to Rodgers. If you have maybe 1 or 2 blanking, then maybe you go to Rodgers because you can take him out later and do a potentially switcheroo. But if you have 4 or 5 already like that blank in game week 29, I don't recommend buying Rodgers. I'd rather you go for Semenyo or Kluivert, Dango, whoever you prefer. And I think it is potentially worth investing in Bournemouth assets compared to Villa assets in the long run, due to the fact that they're not blank in 29, they also double in 33 potentially. So there's a lot of upsides there, and in the short term they have a better fixture too. So the likes of Semenyo, Kluivert, like Zabani or Huysen or Kirkers, these are all good assets to buy. So even Kepa. So ultimately, I do think, guys, you should probably prioritize the Bournemouth assets over the doublers in Villa. And I've had the same opinion for Everton, and I was wrong, I guess. But now I may be wrong again. But I'm looking at the bigger picture, guys, and that's my thoughts on it currently. Just to show you guys quickly, and I know I've already shared this before, let's look at the potential free hit blank 29 as well as the normal team for myself if I were to navigate it, how it would look in 29. So as you guys can see, and I've already shared this before, on the right you have the no free hit team, and on the left you have the free hit team, and I'll potentially have 3 to 4 transfers come game week 29, or even maybe 2. Even then I can navigate it because I can bench the likes of Salah, Isak, Trent, and sell Hall for any defender I want. And I can have Kirkers and Mbeumo, Ahmad, Palmer, Kluivert, Cunha, Wood, and I can even sell Mbeumo for Foden. Like I can still hold for another player. Like I could easily navigate 29, and I don't see how it's optimal to free hit in 29 when basically this team looks quite similar, like on paper. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree with me, whether if you should free hit in 29 or not. As I said, I strongly suggest not to, unless you're already, committed to it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, as well as share the video. I appreciate all the support, and all the best to you in game week 25. Peace out.